Howdy ho, everybody. I am Donut, and I'm here with...
They're mates.
I've seen South Park up to season 20-something.
I'm watching it blinds.
This is season 4, episode 2, Cartman's Silly Hate Crime 2000.
Oh no. I mean, first of all, is the 2000 thing just a thing in this season? Oh no!
Gotta love it. Any predictions?
Oh, what is the silly hate crime? Like, it could be any hate crime, but it's done in a silly way. But that's just South Park. So if I had to guess on a silly hate crime, it's got to be against a group of people who could be discriminated against, but it's not actually like a group that does get discriminated against. Like,
Name a group that doesn't get discriminated against.
The police.
Oh boy!
Now, this is the year 2000s.
This is the year 2000.
So, I'm gonna say, year 2000 police. No discrimination.
Which, and we've already seen how South Park feels about the police.
Yeah, it's fine. Cartman loves them.
No, Cartman loves them.
Yeah. So if he were to commit a hate crime against them, it would be silly.
Okay. Good
Right.
prediction. Put in your headphones.
Oh no!
So, what would you rate that episode?
I have to give it a 4 out of 10.
A 4 to 10. I would give it a... I think I would give it a... I don't know if I want to say 6 out of 10 or 5 out of 10. I would say 6 out of 10, I think.
Okay.
So, yeah, you want to talk about the episode overall first?
Yeah, I think so.
Sure.
So, I mean, where do we start? I guess hate crimes.
Sure.
I'm not for hate crimes, but I guess I'm not against bad hate crime
What is
legislation.
I'm not for hate crimes? You mean hate crime law, or I'm not for hate crimes being committed?
Hate crimes being committed, I'd say.
Sure.
So, like, I am in favor of hate crime laws in general. I guess the episode is against sentencing people willy-nilly for things that aren't necessarily hate crimes.
I mean, I'm against hate crime laws just in general.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it makes sense. I am, like, no matter what the purpose behind the thing is, whether you're, I think you should be getting the same sentence as the worst, it should be equated no matter what. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, I think there should be a more personal, thing done about it being a hate crime. But as far as like a sentencing goes, I don't think someone should be getting a lighter sentence because it wasn't a hate crime, essentially.
Okay.
I think that's the easier way that's the better way to say it. It sounds awful when you say it the other way around, but I think that is what I mean too. I don't want someone getting an easier sentence because it wasn't a hate crime. Like,
Sure.
And I think they also showed in this episode, Cartman throws fucking rocks at Pip, nothing happens. They throw the girls off a cliff, nothing happens. Like, and you can have it on both sides, and
Sure.
like they said, the savage hypocrisy of the Token's dad saying the same thing of like, I can't even bring this up because they won't even listen to me.
Right.
Like, they have these laws against hate crimes when they are actively doing hate crimes all the time.
Sure.
through legislation and just systematic racism.
Sure.
So it's I can see it from both sides. One, from just like the hypocrisy of them, doing that in general, but also just from the I think all like, if you murder someone, you should be getting a sentence based off of murdering someone.
Okay.
Like, no matter what. We shouldn't have to, be like what was the like reason, like, if it's premeditated, it's premeditated.
Okay.
I think that's the difference versus like, I think you can go into like was this not premeditated? Was this a, act in the moment, but they were more likely to do it because of racism.
Okay.
I think you could get into something there, but either way, the act has been done. The sentence should be, someone shouldn't be getting a lighter sentence for the same thing just because, like, you can say, oh, well, they might not have done it if this circumstance, whatever. That's bullshit.
Okay. I think that hate crime laws disincentivize the amount of cultural damage done because of a hate crime. Like, I don't think like, it not being a hate crime how do I put this? I think, like, you should be sentenced for the amount, killing someone, sure. And I think the hate crime part of it should be an additional sentence for the amount of cultural damage you are doing. Like, in the sense that you are now, like, every time a crime gets committed, you are making it more cool. You are making it more okay to do this thing.
Yeah.
Like, you are telling the world at large, I killed a black guy, I got 1 year, it's fine.
Yeah, I guess I can... I'm thinking of it more as a replacement than a, additional tacked on extra crime.
Okay.
Like, I'm thinking of it more in just a black and white sense, when I really shouldn't be.
Yeah. Like, I guess that is it. I do think that, like, if I were to rewrite all the law books, I would have it set as, a crime is a crime, but then you do get additional penalties for, like, is this going to affect people culturally? Like, are you blowing a dog whistle saying, to racists, this is cool?
Yeah.
Or are you, like, is this act, like, designed specifically to say, no gay people are allowed in this country? Like,
yeah.
I do think that...
I definitely think... Mm-hmm. I don't know how it actually is, law-wise. I don't know. Okay. But, if it is an additional tacked-on thing, I definitely see that sort of... If it is a wholly like, your charge gets upgraded to this because it's a hate crime, that's where I am, like, that feels stupid to me.
Sure. I can understand that.
Yeah. I think it definitely a tacked-on extra, like, a... crime specific for that makes more sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, were you all still saying something? Sorry.
Not really, no.
Okay.
I think that covers all the hate crime part of the episode.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So, we have the what do I call it? The rule of 3 joke with the shitting in the prison.
Yeah.
Was it worth it because of the third one?
No.
I think it might be worth it because of the third one. The first scene, though, went on so long just for the joke of him flushing at the end. Like, they have payoffs, but it's that tipping scale of, like, is it worth it?
Yeah.
You always have to walk that line when you're writing a joke of, like, is the setup worth the punchline?
Like, I know in music writing, there was a big thing for a while of... you gotta have the chorus, you gotta have all these verses. You can't just have a really good chorus. And a lot of modern music has said, no, you can just do a good chorus and then that's a song.
Yeah.
I feel like that can be very well applied to comedy. I've seen a lot of comedies that just do the good punchline without having to set it up. Like, they just do it and it's good and everyone enjoys it. And you don't need 10 minutes of pooping.
Do you have an example of just doing the punchline?
Not one that comes off the top of my head. Like, because
I can't think of what that would be.
I mean, it is trying to single out the absence of something.
Yeah,
I would then have to argue,
hard.
like, oh, well, this could have had 10 minutes of the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's hard to visualize it in my head, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I do think that if we had just had the second and the third pooping instances, it would have been fine.
I think the second one, it establishes that he can poop out something that is larger than his butt.
Sure.
If we are breaking down the scene.
Yeah, first one is setting up the realism of it, that they can only pass through tiny things, and that he can, he has to put them up the butts. Second one is saying, but he can fit big things in.
And then you also get the question of, well, how did he bring this in?
Yeah.
Then, you have the Disneyland thing.
Yeah.
So, I think in the end it's worth it, but it does, in the moment, it does not feel... It feels the opposite of worth it. It feels that each passing second, like the comedy is being drained and sucked out of my body.
Yeah. But the ending is what made me bump it up to a 4 out of 10. That was a good ending. I mean, that's also... I'm just going to say it now. That's my favorite joke of the episode. How could it not be?
Yeah, I think...
I mean,
same.
I really liked, the one girl.
Yeah, but the girl with, like, the big old Kitty Parker, basically.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I really enjoy the joke of them, the car chase. On the little toy car.
With the Bronco.
Yeah, that was great.
That was very good.
Specifically, like, if I had to say a specific joke, I think it would be the, oh my god, he's gonna ram us! And they all jump down. Yeah, so I think also why I rated it so low. I think the beginning was it was one of those episodes where they required a lot of exposition before we got to the funny stuff. So it was just kind of like, yeah, you could see where the episode was going from the beginning, but you still had to have all this exposition there. And there are plenty of the episodes where they made the exposition funny. And there's like a couple, funny things here or there, but for the most part, it was just sort of like funny. Sorry, not funny. It was sort of exposition.
Yeah.
For the most part. I don't know why I said funny. The opposite of that. The opposite of funny, exposition.
You're not wrong.
You can make exposition funny. What else do we have? We have Clyde being the second fattest kid in South Park.
His slow transformation to Cartman.
Yeah. I do love. They've hinted at it like a little bit, especially more early on in the early seasons. But like that, they have made Cartman the way he is.
Right.
That like all the worst parts about Cartman are a tiny little like tick he has that every time he has done it, they have exacerbated it and now turned him into the like person that he is now. And I love that like subtlety of that. They have created this like monster. It's very interesting.
It is.
Especially because, like, we get flashbacks with Eric and we see his whole family. They are just inherently terrible.
Yeah.
But, they're all not Cartman levels of terrible.
Yeah. Like, they all have, like, one or two ticks, but he has all of them.
Yeah, and even as a younger kid, he is so much more innocent as a younger kid every time we see him.
Yeah.
It's pretty consistent. Very rarely are we cutting back. It's like, oh, he did this horrible thing when he was a lot younger. Well, let me grab my notes. How did you feel about the just prison stuff in general, besides the shitting?
It was pretty good. Like, I really enjoyed when they entered the prison. We saw all the different groups of kids.
Yeah, I love like the toddlers being chained down.
Toddlers were amazing.
I love I can't remember his full name. Romper. Romper Stomper.
Yeah.
Romper Stomper. Yeah. It's such a weird idea for a character. I love Cartman starting to cry and like it's the sad music playing and he's just like dunk 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 over to him. Oh, I do like that they got like censors past the or they got cusses past the censors by doing it in like pig Latin.
Yeah, that was really clever.
That was very smart. I actually don't know. Romper Stomper is also the name of a. Wait, it's Romper Stompers.
Yeah.
But it is also the name of a 1992 film with the same name about a neo-Nazi skinhead group. In Melbourne. Yeah, interesting. Did not know that.
I can see how it vaguely fits in here.
Yeah. Also, just so much salt with Phil Collins ever since the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And him winning that award and not them. We're in so much Phil Collins salt.
I don't know if Phil Collins Hill is Phil Collins salt, though.
I mean, like, they're salty about Phil Collins winning.
Sure.
That's what I mean. We've gotten quite a few, this episode, we've gotten it, past couple episodes, too.
Yeah.
I don't think you're remembering the amount of Phil Collins
I think I'm not.
Had.
I don't know if the mountain is salt, though.
What I mean, I guess not. I don't know. What is it?
I don't know what it is.
I don't know. It's not even. Yeah, it's not like a.
Yeah.
It's not an insult. What is the point?
Like if it was Oprah Mountain, then I would assume they're making a Oprah's so fat that she is a mountain joke.
He's so white. He's like snow.
Yes. Real dangerous one to use in South Park, Colorado.
In the Cartman Silly Hate Crime 2000. Anything else you have to say about the episode? Oh, we got like more with Token this episode. We got to see his home life and all that.
Yeah.
Super rich kid.
He gets bussed in. I guess that's also, they do bus in minorities.
Yes. Just Token.
True, I guess there's no one else.
There's no other minorities, just Token. But yeah, just last episode we had this is the rich part of South Park, and now this episode we have this is the rich part of South Park.
Well, actually, no.
Well, he's not in South. Well, I guess it's the rich part of Colorado.
Yeah, because last episode was also rich part of Colorado, not South Park.
True. Yeah, it said South Park both times, but still, it was this is the rich part of Colorado.
Yeah.
This is the rich part of Colorado. But yeah, I'm not sure if I have anything to say about him, but
It's cooler getting more of him.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like that we're getting just more of the background boys in general. We've been getting, it's been like, you know, not exactly like one on one off or anything like that, but it's been feeling like that. Like it's been pretty consistent that we've been getting like episodes featuring, you know, one of the background characters. All right, I guess that's it for this episode. You got anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right, see you guys for the next one. Till then, get the fuck out of here.